introduction. Will the real John Rogers please stand up? Well, good morning.
Good morning.
I have a confession to make. I was going to do a different type of lecture about angels. But my angel said to me, we need to talk about something different. I heard that. And so I'm going to talk about a book I wrote back in '99. If you don't have it, it's called Positive Affirmation to Live By. And I wrote the book, and it did very well. And I said, well, put it away because that was 1999. But lately, every place I go, people want affirmations. I've never seen so many people down for a long, long time. They're still down. I go into a restaurant, and the waitress will come over and say, do you have any affirmations I can take with me? So I have to write out some of the affirmations. I'm getting a woman who's very influential in the school system. She said, I need a copy of a book because people are really down as teachers. Everybody is down. And rightfully so. You don't have to be a brain surgeon to know what's going on. You walk outside, you can see all the situations out there. You go to the grocery store, just don't turn the TV on. I watch the Cartoon Network lately because it gets very depressing. So we need to be more positive in our lives. We really do. And these affirmations have been around for a long time, and I've added a lot of them to it because people really need to know a few things. For example, ask me if I care. I love who I am. Ask me if I care. I love who I am. Do you know people really are sensitive that they pick up all this stuff? What's wrong with me? That's what the first thing they say. But we have to change our thinking and say, ask me if I really care what you think. I love who I really am. We got to get back to that basic theory. I hear a lot of people say that these days. I release, let go, and let God. I release, let go, and let God. We all believe in the divine. We call it infinite intelligence, the white light, God. We know that God is there for us and with us all the time, and yet we forget about it, don't we? Because we get up in the morning, we say, oh my gosh, I have to run into this situation. Instead of saying, I can do it. I can do it. We start saying, I don't know if I can handle this anymore. I'm going to quit. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Instead of getting more positive about yourself and saying, I can handle it, why not? Now, the infinite intelligence is a very positive entity. It has to be. If you look at the world today, forgetting a lot of depression that we have at times, but look at the world. We have this beautiful world that we're living in. We have animals, and nature, and everything else. I was talking to a woman and her husband the other day at the coffee shop. I always go to the coffee shop. It's a donut shop. I never eat donuts. I figured if I get on the scale's going to say 1 foot at a time, please. But she was talking about nature. And I'm sitting there listening to her, and I said, you know something that's very important? We don't look at the positive things and the cutest things in the world. We look at the depressed things in the world. Here she's talking about these, she feeds chipmunks or whatever they are, her and her husband. They go down to the ocean, they watch this and that. And I'm saying to myself, you know, that's kind of nice. We seem to forget that. We get caught up in our own little world, don't we? So we need to change that. We need to change the negative things that we're picking up and start introducing the positive things in our minds. Because once you do that, your whole energy changes. It really does. You talk to a person who is very positive, and you get close to that individual and you can feel it. Conversely, if somebody's really negative, they sit there and you can just see it. The whole feeling is in there. Especially, you know, when I do readings, you see these fellas, and they say, read for me, that means don't come close. Don't read for me. And after you read for them, because that's the first one to go to, the whole energy changes. So we need to be more positive about it when we're dealing with things. Like I said, I go into the restaurant, sit down and have something to eat, and they come over, they say, can you give me an affirmation? I need it. And so we have to change that theory of that everything is going to go down the drain. And this happens with a lot of executives too. A lot of people, a lot of psychologists. You know, I'm not a psychologist, but a lot of psychologists deal with psychology and they go to other psychologists to get help. You have to. You can't hold on to it all the time. So we need to be positive, stay positive. Positive thoughts will produce positive results. That's one thing. And it really works. If you think positive about something that's going to happen in your life, in a positive nature, that thing will happen. But if you think negative about things, like for example, you want to meet somebody or you want to do something and you think negative about it, it's not going to work. It will not work. So we need to change our way of thinking. We need to do that all the time. Is it easy? No. I'm going to be honest with you, it's not easy. Because we're so ingrained on thinking negative thoughts that we have to change the whole concept of our lives. But once you change, you will see things working better for you. When I was in business, I had to make some changes. I just got out of college and I didn't know the first thing about insurance. Trust me. I had to learn pretty fast. But through positive affirmations, it came easy for me. It came easy for me. Your guides, your spirit guides, are positive. Now, I've been doing readings for a long time. I shouldn't say how long. I'm only 35. Why do you laugh at me? I've been doing readings for 40 years. And all the time I'm doing readings with people, whether it's in a church setting or in private settings, I've never seen a negative guide. They're not negative, they're always positive. And it's our job as human beings to tune into their positiveness. You don't need to be a medium, you just need to tune in. You're a spiritualist. And people say, well, how do you do that? Well, you sit in a nice place and ask. You ask your guide to help you to be positive. You ask your guide to help you do the things that you need to do. Now trust me, you're not going to get a text from them. You're not going to get a text from them. But who knows? These days you may get a text from them. If you do, let me know. I want to get that text number. But you will get a feeling, and I call it spirit intervention, about doing something. And it really works. And we need to do that more and more. Now, as spiritualists, we have a job. We have a job. Once we develop our positiveness, we need to go out and help others to develop theirs. That's the big thing. That's our job. If you want to make things right, you need to help others along the path. So we need to do that as soon as possible. Like I said, it's interesting. Every place I go, they want a copy of the book, or they want information from the book. And instead of selling the book, I take the information out and give it to them because they really need it. So I'm trying to help them to be more positive. And these are younger people. These are not older people. So we got a job to do. And can we do it? Of course we can. Like I said, our spirit guide is very positive. You have to communicate with them all the time. Ask them to help you to be positive. And they will. They will.
Bluetooth ready to pair.
That was a spirit guide. I don't know which one. It might have been one of you guys or whatever. So that's very important. And I keep saying this and saying this over and over lately because it's true. I've done lectures before in the past, to different churches and different places, and I keep bringing the positive energy because things were starting to slide down even a few years ago. And right now, because of the way things are, I'm sure it's going to come back up again. I have a lot of faith in the whole system, but we need to work on ourselves first, and then we need to work on other people. You know, one of the things that's interesting, you ask a person who they love, and they always talk about their dog. They do not talk about themselves first. I did a group up at Casadega, and I said, who do you love? Well, I love my dog, I love my cat. And this guy was getting engaged, he was engaged with this girl, and he turned to her and says, I love so-and-so. I said, smart man. But a woman up and back said, I love who I am. That's not ego. You've got to love who you are before you can love anything else. It's just impossible to love anyone else, or even your cat, if you don't love who you are. That's the positive aspect of the whole thing. Some people do have some fun with it. I was in the store the other day, and this elderly lady was there. She was talking at the same time I was trying to pay the money, and I said, you're distracting me, kidding her. And she said, well, I got your attention. And I said, that's a good positive attitude. So we need to do that more. When I was in the eating place the other day, there was this fellow standing there. I don't even know who he was. And I said, okay, age before beauty, kidding him. He said, do you know how old I am? I says, what, 35? He said, I just turned 90. And I want to tell you, he was in good shape. But one of the things I picked up on him was very positive. He didn't let things get him down. He didn't care if it was 100, he was going to keep on keeping on. And that was very important. And it's something to remember. So the next time you get depressed or down, think about that. And you don't have to really, all you have to do is go outside and look around the streets and see what's going on out there. That should make you feel good about yourself. And after you feel good about yourself, please try to help others. Try to help your neighbors, because they're depressed too. Thank you.